everybody, and welcome to another edition of 4.0 and Below, where the good, the fair, and the ugly comics roam. This is WB Kelso, and we're here to bring you another really quick comic haul video. We're going to start out with another trip to a used bookstore where I got that last batch of Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane. They still had a bunch of them there, so I started digging again. And unfortunately, they did not have, I think, issue number 80, the first appearance, the first Silver Age appearance of Catwoman. And also, they did not have the infamous issue where the I Am Curious Black issue, where Lois Lane decides to, through Kryptonian technology, spend a few days as a black woman to understand racism better. They might have the first issue of Rose and Thorn, but I wasn't quite really sure what to be looking for there. And so anyway, I just sort of went through and just started pulling the most salacious covers that I could find, where Superman was being a dick, or when Lois Lane was kind of in trouble, because she was always in trouble. And just had a ton of fun, and I wound up with a pretty good stack of them. So we're going to start here with issue number 83, where Lois seems to be getting her Hunter S. Thompson on a little bit in this strange and terrible saga, where she starts running around with a biker gang. And I don't think that's the reason she wound up in prison in issue number 84, but, you know, what are you going to do? It was a pretty good Neil Adams cover there. And then we'll jump to issue number 93. Where Wonder Woman tries to steal the Man of Steel from Lois. This appears to be Wonder Woman's Diana Rigg stage. And then issue number 111. These covers are nuts. The stories are nuts. These are a fun read. A lot of stories by Carrie Bates. A lot of times the covers really have absolutely nothing to do with the interior story, but this one is actually kind of close. These little mini Justice Leaguers are some kind of alien invaders, something, and they implant something in... Or no. Was this the one where they put the deadly lipstick on Lois, so if she kissed Superman, he'd die? I can't remember, man. They're all starting to blend together. And speaking of reading, I got a question for you guys. When you read your comics, do sometimes, okay, say you're reading Batman. When you read it, do you hear Kevin Conroy in your mind's ear? Because it was really funny, because I was reading, because I know, like, it's like, anyway, whenever I'm reading Captain America anymore, all I hear is Chris Evans, and of course Iron Man, that's RDJ all the way. And it was really kind of funny, because I was reading these Lois Lanes. It wasn't Margot Kidder who I was hearing, or, you know, was it Dana Delaney in the cartoons, or even Noelle Neal, who I think is personally probably the best Lois Lane of all time from the old Adventures of Superman show, which was great, if you ever heard that, because actually, let me see that a little better, maybe, because when I read Superman, actually, I hear George Reeves, because that was my introduction to Superman when I used to watch him on Commander NTV on Channel 13. So, anyway, where the hell was I going with this? I have no idea. Oh, yeah, anyway, not Noelle Neal, not Margot Kidder. I'm hearing Phyllis Coates, who was Lois Lane in the first season of The Adventures of Superman, which are some great, probably the best season of that show, because like these like really noir things going on and these procedurals. It was really great. So if you haven't watched those, check them out. So, okay, where we are, issue 111. Okay, so then we jump to issue 114. And this is kind of where it starts, where Lois starts teaming up with Thorn, to take down the 100. And let's see what we got here. This is issue 115. Some of these are hard to read, and I'm old. Excuse me. And issue 118. That's okay. And then these covers start really getting screwy. This is fun to pick through these. issue, where is it at? 120. Because, man, Superman can really be a dick sometimes. Of course, there's absolutely nothing like this in the story itself. But who cares? The covers are a ton of fun. Same with this cover. And I don't know why, but this brought to mind the 5,000 Fingers of Dr. T. And then, obviously, I think someone saw Jaws at some point. And then, let's see, that's issue 127. This is issue 129. Little jungle action there with Lois and, what the heck was that gal's name? Let me think. I think it was Katie Butler. Katie Butler, I think, was her friend. Okay, and then issue 133. Looks like Soup is going to be a lot of help on that one. And then issue 135. He's such a dick. Okay, and then issue 136. Once again, Wonder Woman back in her old duds trying to steal Superman from Lois. I tell you, has she no shame. And then the last one is issue number 137, which I do believe is the last issue of Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane. If you've never read these, like I said, they're a hoot and a half. There was still a bunch at this used bookstore. If they're still there, I'll probably eventually clean them all out because I'm just having way too much fun with this stuff. So, let's see. What else we got here? Hang on. Okay, I also made a trip to the LCS, and it's not much of an L because it's all the way in Omaha, which is about 120 miles away. And I also picked up a few more issues of Tales to Astonish, starting with issue number 72. Make sure that's in focus. Okay. And issue number 78. A lot of these have a crease in the middle. That's from the subscriptions where they were folded. And issue number 79. Pretty good issue. Somebody obviously went a little crazy and colored in all the teeth there, so thanks for that. And this one, oh my goodness, this one was in such sad shape. When I took it out of the older bag, you see the hole right here? That came off on my thumb. When when I was holding it and examining it, and I pulled my thumb off, and that came off with it. So yeah, that one is pretty fragile. That cover is essentially powder. And then jump ahead, we picked up issue number 99. And issue 100. Great cover. Fighting the Submariner there. And then also issue number 101, which is the last issue of Tales of Astonish. And is switched over to the Incredible Hulk with issue number 102. Okay. Where do I do next? Okay, let's see. Oh, also at the local comic shop, as I spent a pretty good chunk of change on those Tales to Astonish, I started digging around in the cheap boxes, and these were like $5 for $1. I remember, I think I got the first 2 or 3 issues of this. Again, the only thing weirder than Marvel 70 stuff was Marvel's 80 stuff, and probably try to finish this up because the story's rock stupid, but kind of fun. Some really cool Sienkiewicz covers here too, as the US 1 continues. It's number 7 and number 9 and issue number 10. Who was the Highwayman? Can't remember. Spoilers. I think it was his sister. But and then finally issue number 11. So So yeah, probably piece that whole set together because, you know, us completist freaks got to do what we do. Okay. And also in that cheap bin, I found something that I really didn't even know existed. Apparently Charlton did a comic book adaptation of the old cartoon Valley of the Dinosaurs, which is one of my favorite cartoons of all time. And I had such a huge cartoon crush on Katie Butler when I was a kid. Loved it so much, I bought the complete DVD series. And I had hoped beyond hope that in that awesome Future Quest series that DC put out a while back that had like the Johnny Quest team and Frankenstein Jr. and the Impossibles and Space Ghost and the Galaxy Trio. I hoped beyond hope that the Butler family would show up in Dinosaur Valley, but nope. So, you know, well, maybe in the sequel, who knows. I also picked up issue number 3. So, yeah, there's something else that I'm going to have to complete. But that's okay, because Katie's adorable. All right, and we're going to finish this off with a purchase that I'm actually pretty happy with. It's one of these things where I knew a guy who knew a guy who knew a guy who was upgrading, and so we kind of had some rare stuff for sale. The condition wasn't real great, and we bargained a little bit on the price, and it's one of these things I hate bargaining because you kind of always hope that, you know, they'll say kind of what they want for them, but they're always like, no, give me an offer. And so I always, this is my strategy. Whenever anybody says make me an offer, I always say less than $1,000. And if they laugh, I know it's going to be a good negotiation. If they don't laugh, that usually means we're going to walk away and probably not get anything. But he laughed, and so we worked it down, and I got a pretty good price. Pretty happy. Like I said, the condition isn't real great, but I picked up Marvel Spotlight number 2, which, oh my god, this is so crooked. Okay, which, of course, is the first appearance of Werewolf by Night. The spine is actually in really good shape. The problem is there's this blue ink right down on the bottom. I assume that bled off something that was stacked on it. And then also I got the other 2 issues. Marvel Spotlight number 3, The Thing in the Cellar, and Marvel Spotlight number 4, which is the 3 issues that Werewolf by Night was featured in before he spun off into his own series. Which, you know, I got a good chunk of those. You know, I don't have the first appearance of Moon Knight because, you know, who's got that much money lying around? So, anyway, that'll wrap up this episode of 4.0 and below. Stay tuned. I got a full run series coming up here pretty quick. I was kind of hoping to do that this time, but I just don't have time to get it done. So, I thought I'd do this fast and share this with you. So, this is W.B. Kelso telling you to remember to never, ever be embarrassed about what you can afford comic book wise, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.